Thank you so much. Very good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Sujit. I head the Center for Data Management and Analytics at AL-WAHAIBI. So, my colleagues here on the dais have beautifully explained what is AI and why AI is very important in the future, particularly in this field of public policy. I'll quickly brief you all on four main aspects of what SAI India is planning to. One is on the AI strategic framework document that SAI India has recently released. Second, how we intend to use AI in our future audits. Though we have been using AI in our audits previously, and have 3 use cases for that as well. The third point would be on the audit of AI systems that we intend to do in the future. And fourth would be on the capacity building of the SAI India officials in order to ensure that our officials are at par with the technological developments. The SAI India's AI strategy framework document was released in April this year. We intend to leverage the benefits of AI and machine learning in public sector auditing in order to enhance the audit effectiveness, risk assessment, and data-driven decision making. We focus on automation of routine tasks, predictive analytics, and AI-powered insights to streamline audit processes. And with other advantages in place, our SAI India's strategic framework document gives us a roadmap, a clear pathway on how to incorporate AI into our daily business processes and in public sector auditing. The key components of our framework document would be one, on the AI-driven data analytics. Right now, we do a couple of data analytics in the audits that we conduct, on the compliance audits and on the performance audits. Now we intend to use many AI tools like oil software, etc., in order to do an AI-driven data analytics and then do a substantive field audit later in order to cross-check the AI results. And then we also intend to automate the routine tasks that we generally do. And then the natural language processing. This particular technology is of huge interest and it's spoken about in the world right now, be it ChatGPT or any other open AI platform. So we also intend to come up with our own ChatGPT model exclusively for the audit purpose, which will help the auditors to kind of figure out the risks before going to the field. It will help us draft an audit observation. It will also help us come up with the guidelines, ADM, etc. Of course, this will only be a kind of initial document which will further require human intervention for the accuracy and other aspects. And then finally, we intend to have an AI-powered decision support system, wherein our auditors with data-backed recommendations, which would finally lead to the audit effectiveness. Given this background of the AI strategy document, this will be our implementation roadmap. We intend to become a leader in the AI-enabled public sector auditing at the national level as well as the global level in order to ensure accountability, transparency, and efficiency. The phase 1 of our approach would be to adopt artificial intelligence in structured data. We have also started using AI in unstructured data of images and other Word documents, etc. We also intend to do in phase 2 the integration of AI-driven decision support systems in the core audit processes, like the audit implementation, audit execution stage. In the phase 3, we plan to expand our scope of AI implementation into the predictive analytics, fraud detection, and deep learning applications. As we all know, it all comes with a bit of challenge and constraints, and we sincerely work on to prevent those challenges like data privacy and security compliance. And then skill enhancement and training for the auditors. This aspect has been covered by SAI India, wherein we have been training our people with the AI ML course, which I'll be explaining in the further slide. And then in order to continuously refine the AI model for accuracy, otherwise it is going to develop a data bias. I'll just quickly go through 3 use cases where SAI India has already used artificial intelligence and machine learning in its audit. The first use case would be on the use of AI in assessing the effectiveness of plantation activities. So this executed by the plantations are executed by the forest department, and how we used AI in calculating the number of, counting the number of trees, assessing the height, species determination, etc. The second would be on the risk assessment in public procurement audit. India does a huge public procurement, and how we are using AI/ML algorithms in order to cover the entire huge scope of sample of procurements. The third would be on the image analytics. The first case, plantation activities are executed by the forest department of a province, of all the forest departments in the South India provinces. And the issue here would be of non-availability of data, how many trees were exactly planted, what trees were planted, and whether at the end of the 4 years, whether the trees survive. And this is being implemented deep inside the forest. So a traditional audit approach will not be successful here because of the threat of wildlife, huge plantation areas that is under consideration. So in order to overcome this particular challenge, we used satellite images, drone images, and we ran the AI/ML algorithm on those images to figure out these particular assessment parameters. One would be on the tree counting. At the end of the 4-year plantation period, how many trees survive? So this was done by a sample-based image matching algorithm, which will automatically calculate the number of trees that are present in a particular plantation area. The second would be on the species determination. At the end of the plantation tenure, how many species survive? The different species as given in the plantation journal, as prescribed by the forest department, whether those species survived or not. So this particular machine learning model we had trained exclusively for this particular audit, wherein extensive photographs were clicked and the machine learning model was trained so that the machine learning model could identify with the image whether it is a teak plantation, whether it is a bamboo, or whether it is acacia, which of the species we do. So this model helped us actually figure out how many of the trees survived and which species did it belong to. And of course the tree height after 4 years, whether the tree grew up to the mark or not. This is a qualitative assessment. And the trench orientation, there is no scope of watering the plantation sites, and so we also analyzed the trenches that were dug here. Apart from this, the result, what we found out was, as per the journal, in the 3 sites that we audited, the journal says that the department claimed to have 85% of survival at the end of 4 years. The joint physical inspection with a manual inspection, what we found out was 38, 21 and 29. But with the scientific analysis, this particular drone analysis gave us an exact scientific accurate figure of 18.37, 3.9 and 6.09% of plantations, successful survival percentage. And this is the contour analysis that we did. The rectangle images are the pits, the trenches that were dug. The blue line shows the possible way the water would flow. And then we found out that all the pits were dug parallel to the water flow, the drainage area. This is not going to be as effective. This has to be perpendicular. And since this was a performance audit, we not only saw whether it was the trenches were dug or not, we also saw the efficiency of how the trenches were dug. And in terms of public procurement audit, I would like to just inform you of the scope of procurement that we do in India. Around $500 to $600 billion of money goes into public procurement. And in order to check the huge sample of procurements that India does, we have developed some 12 risk parameters which would enable us to run through the entire data of the procurement data, and this would help us identify the risky procurements. So my auditors, when they go to the field, they'll exactly know out of 100 documents, say for example, which documents they are supposed to see, which procurements they are supposed to audit. So this is going to greatly help them save time and be very focused in their audit. This is one analysis that we could do using the graph theory, wherein the red person emoji gives the procurements and how the procurements are connected to each other through the same email ID or through the same PAN number, which is the income tax ID that the South India has, the country India has, and then now they are connected to the same mobile number. And this is on Benford Analytics, where we can find out whether there is any possibility of the governments trying to break up the procurement value in order to skip the open procurement path. And this is the unsupervised machine learning algorithm that we use called a priori. So you all might have been aware that whenever you are going to use Amazon or Flipkart, when you are going to purchase something in Amazon, you purchase a pen and automatically it recommends what ink you want to buy. So this connectivity is done through the a priori algorithm. And the same algorithm we have used in our procurement audit to find out how the procurements are interconnected to each other to figure out possibility of collusion among the bidders. Coming to the image analytics, India runs a lot of beneficiary schemes, a lot of beneficiaries in terms of farmers' welfare or insurance, etc. schemes give financial assistance, etc. And what presently the schemes are how it is being implemented is the images of the beneficiaries are being captured. So in order to find the duplications in the beneficiaries, so these are some of the beneficiary images that have been captured in the scheme data. So we ran a Python algorithm, computer vision library, and then what we find out was these 5 beneficiaries are the same, getting the different beneficiaries. They are getting benefited 5 different times, but it's only a single beneficiary. And there are no photos available. So now the entire data set is going to give me, run the algorithm for the entire huge data set of millions of beneficiaries, and it is going to give me the possibility of duplicate beneficiaries. And the audit of AI systems, Sai India started to develop a framework for how to audit an AI system. And in the near future, we will be starting with an audit of AI system as well. And we are investing heavily on the training and capacity building of our officials, wherein the PG diploma certification course has been started for all our Sai India officials on the data science, artificial intelligence, and cyber security. We also intend to trickle down this particular knowledge to all our officials through our regional capacity centers, and we intend to use the AI tools heavily in the near future. Presently, these AI models are under development in Sai India. One would be the LLM that we are planning to do. We are planning to implement in 3 phases. The first phase getting over by end of November 2025, and then for the GST is an indirect taxation that India has. Goods and services taxes. We'll try to again find out using an AI model how the tax system is efficient and on the financial audit aspect. This is all from my side.